I'm Kelsey, by the way. I don't know. Were you who I was emailing with earlier?
Yeah. I don't think we've ever met before.
Probably
obviously.
not. I don't think we've done a podcast with you since I started. I started in like April, or no, not April. I'm sorry, September.
Whoops. All right. So did you hear any of that?
No, I missed it. Sorry.
Okay, cool. No worries. I was just I got the YouTube live going, and it started playing audio back. So
Excellent. You should sit here so there's like water.
Hey, what's up, Travis?
How much are you, sir?
I'm doing all right. Do you happen to have like any headphones, like Apple style headphones with a little microphone or anything like that?
Hold on. I think I can find something.
Cool.
Like it won't go into my computer. That makes sense?
For all of you guys that are watching on YouTube, I'm just doing some stretching, so don't mind me.
Thank you.
And just to set up a little bit, we're going to be talking to Travis Barnes from Hotel Tango Distillery. They are located here in Indianapolis, obviously over in Fletcher Place. Good old Fletcher Place. But yeah, if you guys have questions for us as this is going along, we have a couple people from our team. I think maybe Haley and Jeff are going to be watching the live stream to help push any questions over to me if I can't see them as they're going on. So as you guys are watching, if you have questions, please type them in the comments and we'll try and answer them.
Let's try this and see what
Is that better? Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. We're live on YouTube right now. So we'll kind of just jump in. I know this is kind of a crazy time for everybody, so I appreciate you making some time to talk to us. And really the whole purpose of this, kind of like I said when I reached out to you, was really just to give back some information, make sure that we're allowing our audience and the community members here to find out how they can help and what's going on with all the local business owners here in town. So Travis, go ahead real quick if you can, introduce yourself and tell us where you're from.
Travis Barnes from Indianapolis, Indiana. Own Hotel Tango. I'm the CEO and founder. Been around for about 6 years, and yeah.
Awesome. And really, I just want to just dive right in. Obviously, it's unavoidable. If you have a TV, if you have ears, you know what's going on. Coronavirus has kind of shaken the entire country, if not the world. And we're starting to see businesses handle situations in different ways and make pivots and just make strategy adjustments to how they're going to survive this unknown time. So you guys recently did something really, really cool. But if you can, tell us a little bit how you and your business are handling the situation right now.
Right. Well, we've got about 50 employees, and we had to shut down our restaurant after the governor's orders and our tasting rooms. Whoop, lost my earbud. And after that, we were then kind of at the same time we were thinking about doing something for the community anyway, and kind of serendipity arose. We already make part of the product, and there was a big need for hand sanitizer, so we shifted some of our production to making that product instead of our current lineup of spirits.
So talk a little bit about that. Like, whose idea was that? Like, were you like, oh man, we're already making like half of this product, or how did that come about?
I think it was one of just our kind of team leadership meetings that we have throughout the week, and we were already brainstorming about how we can do something out into the community, and I think this kind of was just birthed in one of those meetings. I don't remember exactly who it was, but went from idea to actual production pretty quickly.
And are we talking like a day, 2 days, a couple of hours from that meeting? Like how fast did that happen?
I mean, it was about a 48-hour turnaround after all the research we did for regulation to get the actual permitting in place, and then to find the other ingredients that we would need to make it.
So you mentioned permitting. Is there like actual something different that you guys had to, like, how did you guys have to navigate that to get a permit for it?
Yeah, so we had to go get an industrial tag-on license to our DSP, distilled spirit plant license. But now the government, the TTB, has kind of lifted that, and kind of anybody with a DSP can make hand sanitizer.
And is that something that somebody like, I don't know, I'm going to just throw out there like Germex, right? Like, are they sharing information on like what you have to put in to make it antibacterial?
I don't know. I haven't called Germex.
And that's the only brand that came to mind. It's like hand sanitizer companies.
I don't really know. We've kind of did our own research and, kind of read the CFR the government hands out on, and we followed that, and that's where the recipe came from.
Gotcha. And did you guys stop production on distilling spirits and switch like solely to this?
No. Spirits is still our primary function.
Yeah.
We just shifted kind of a portion of our plant, and then we opened up another facility because we had to shut down our event space for the time being. We kind of cleared that out and turned that into a makeshift production line for the hand sanitizer.
And how can people go get it? How much do you guys have? Like, when is it available?
Well, we've agreed to donate the first 2,000 bottles, and we're already through those. We're working on our second batch right now. We're working to find bottles. So I believe we're going to start selling them soon in the tasting room and potentially other places to kind of cover costs and hopefully to keep people working.
Yeah, when something like that happens, I think it's just amazing the ingenuity and just like perseverance that it takes. I think it's really easy to just at some point, some people just throw their hands up and be like, what the hell am I going to do? So it's like really uplifting to see you guys put your heads together and say, okay, what can we do? How can we make lemonade out of this situation?
Well, I mean, we felt a responsibility. We're already making the stuff, a big portion, 80% of the ingredients we're already making that go into it, so there's just a few other little things that we got to throw in to make it a non-consumable product. And so it was just kind of already in our wheelhouse. It didn't take that much of a pivot, and there's a shortage right now. I mean, this is kind of a time to pitch in for everybody, and
right, something
everybody needs. So, wherever we can help fill those gaps, we're happy to help.
Right. And you said you guys had 50 employees. Are they all still allowed to like come in, work, or have they found roles to kind of fulfill their time there?
Everybody that wants to stay on has been able to stay on. I know that some have gone on unemployment, but everybody that wants to work is still working. So yeah, we've tried to keep it on that way. And hopefully if there's enough orders for the sanitizer, might keep a few more folks working. So yeah.
And so with the recent shutdown of like people being able to congregate to go to bars and restaurants, how have you guys had to change and navigate through that whole situation?
Well, we've had to, we brought in all of our employees and talked to everybody one-on-one just about the order, and that we were going to try to do everything we could to keep everybody working. But their choice, they wanted to take unemployment for the time being. We don't have a crystal ball. We don't know how long this is going to last. But yeah, we shifted a lot of it over to the production of the hand cleaning product. So now our kind of entire priority structure has changed, and we're looking to go toward that.
Yeah. And you guys are still like, people can still come in, purchase bottles, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And have you seen, has the community come out to support you guys in that way?
Yes, absolutely. We've had quite a bit of support. Our hours of operations are now 4 to 8 every day, and people have been coming in to show their support. We've been very, very appreciative of that. So, yeah, thank you, Indianapolis.
And has anything changed for you guys, like to allow, like, are you guys allowed to deliver like bottles or anything like that to people at their homes, or like online sales or anything like that?
We haven't done it yet. We're exploring that right now, and again, navigate to make sure all the permissions are in place. But yeah, we could definitely foresee that in the future if we're kind of given the green light on that.
And is that all put on by like the ATC, or who would make those changes to allow that?
It's hard to say. Any level of government could, I think, reach out at, the city, the state, anybody to say, no, you can't do that. So it's really kind of a wading in a new territory at some level.
Right. And I mean, ideally in a situation like this, it's something that they would say, okay, hey, to keep our businesses afloat, like this probably makes the most sense, right?
I agree. I mean, but I'm biased on that. So.
Well, I think we'd see a real freak out if people couldn't drink during these times. Like, honestly,
I would have to agree. I think people would lose it.
Do you? I mean, is there like, could you deliver? This sounds kind of like a silly question, but like, if somebody wanted to batch order cocktails and things like that, is that something that you guys would consider if it were allowed to, like, if you were allowed to do it?
Oh, if we're allowed to do it, absolutely. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of, do we want to be the first ones to go out there and do it? Right now, we're looking at all options. I'll say it that way.
Yeah. And to other people, friends in the industry, other people that are kind of in similar situations, is there anything that you would recommend that they do during this time of the crisis, or things that you've learned over this past week that have already helped you guys?
Keep the faith. I think it's, all things pass, and I think this shall too. And, we're just trying to do everything we can to keep our people employed and, keep your head down. That's all we're doing. Left foot, right foot, and trying to figure it out every day, man. This thing's changing daily. So we're just trying to adjust and kind of move and communicate daily.
Yeah. So we're all about community here. What can the community do? Obviously coming in to support you guys in person there. I've also seen different people on social media, different various accounts giving out names for people on Venmo to help support their favorite bartenders and service industry folks. Is there anything else that the community can be doing to help you guys out at this time?
Yeah, you can come on in, buy a bottle of Hotel Tango to support. Obviously, that's always a good thing. Pick up a bottle at one of your local stores, Kroger, Meyer, Big Red, any local store, anywhere that we're sold. Every little bit helps. So if you can't go out and drink, and you got to drink at home.
Right. So even if it's not on site with you guys, just buying that at like the grocery store, something like that, that's going to be impactful as well.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, sir.
Gift cards. I know that's another big thing people are pitching.
We've got gift cards. So yeah, any way that you can, continue to help support in any of those areas is a big deal. So thank you. And we've got our store online. You can order online if you'd like as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you anticipate that your business or maybe the industry at large is that it's going to be different once the pandemic is over? Like once we make it out of this thing, do you think that there are changes that are being made in the moment that will kind of change the business model or the industry?
I think it's too soon to tell. This is, as I understand, just the beginning of it. So I think we'll see a little bit down the road. I think that it could have unexpected impacts. So
right. A lot of people seem to be having a little bit more time at home, having to make adjustments. A lot of people working at home. Is there anything, if you have had downtime, music, movies, or shows that you've recently enjoyed that you can recommend or suggest to people that are being forced to stay home?
Oh man. I like the History Channel. I'm a huge history, so I watch a bunch of documentaries on
Just catching up.
Good stuff. Yeah, I guess that's my favorite thing to do. We're Antiques Roadshow. I got the PBS app, so I love that. Love Antiques Roadshow.
Are you kidding me?
Swear to God. Swear to God. It's amazing.
Oh, that's hilarious. You got to there's got to be a way to like turn that into a drinking game on Antiques Roadshow.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So here's one thing I've been thinking about, with more, with more time being at home, kind of trying to, you told me that your business hours have changed to 4 to 8. There's been a lot of people that I've seen that are like cleaning, right? Like taking out old stuff, just like purging some stuff. Is there anything that you've found that's kind of interesting? And if you have been doing some cleaning or purging at either at the distillery or at home?
Oh yes. Several old just things from the bar early days that we used from all sorts of stuff. We found a pretty weird piñata that I have no idea where it came from or what it was for.
Did it have candy in it?
No, it didn't have anything. It was never used, so it was just this odd piñata.
Was it like the actual like the donkey style piñata, or was it something else?
No, it was a donkey. All right.
Donkey. All right. I think we actually, I think we talked about donkeys the last time you were on the show, believe it or not.
I think that was goats, actually. Goat on the bridge.
Okay. So right now, what is giving you peace? What is giving you calm? What is giving you hope? How are you maintaining the right headspace to get you through this on a daily basis?
I think just, to will it forward and to keep, the company grinding out. I think the figuring out next is uncharted territory for everybody, and sticking together and keeping everybody abreast, communicating on the next moves for us as a company down to everybody throughout, is really the day-to-day stuff right now. Because, it's been changing so rapidly for everybody.
Yeah, sorry, my cat just came in here.
Chitty, meow, meow.
So a couple last questions here. Any suggestions for cocktails that people can be making at home?
Well, my favorite is always the Hotel Tango Cherry on Ice, which is Hotel Tango Cherry liqueur with some ice.
That's karate. We call that karate sauce over at the Drink Culture Podcast.
Oh, that's my favorite.
That'll get you high kicking if you have a couple. I've also mixed it with the rye, your guys' rye, and that was really good as well.
It's a great topper on any of our whiskeys, I think. But on its own, it's kind of a smooth, separate. It's nice.
Well, awesome. I want to let you get out of here, but I want to give you one more opportunity. Just to shout out how people can come in to support you guys, things that they can be doing.
Yeah, you can come into our location at 702 Virginia to pick up bottles. You can write to us for if you need your charity needs hand sanitizer donations at hoteltangowhiskey.com. And you can also reach out if you want to buy some at hoteltangowhiskey.com. So please just reach out any way you can for spirits or hand sanitizer, whatever your needs are, and we'll be happy to get whatever we can to you as fast as we can.
And will you guys make, obviously, like social, like you'll make that information available on social media once that hand sanitizer comes back?
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
And what size are those bottles?
Those are 4-ounce bottles.
4-ounce bottles. Great branding on that too. That's what blew me away more than anything was how fast you guys got the branding on there.
Yeah, I really got to give credit to the whole team at Hotel Tango. For everybody was very gung ho and leaned in to get this from idea to actual product in a very short amount of time, and it was pretty impressive to just see the execution of the project, because it was not easy, and I think that they did an amazing job. So kudos to the Hotel Tango team.
Yeah, shout out to your team. Travis, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. And I implore everybody that's listening, if you want to support these guys, they make amazing spirits. And pretty soon you'll be able to go get their awesome hand sanitizer as well. So go check them out. Thank you, Travis.
Thank you. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face.
That's right. All right. We'll see you later.
Later, man. Bye.